What's up, guys, and welcome to Flare Reviews. Tonight I have for you my newest review. It's so hard to just laugh talking about this. Tonight I'm gonna review Cocaine Bear. Just came out last week. I saw it this past Saturday. I've been looking forward to this movie since the first time I saw a trailer months ago, because I was like, what in the actual F is this movie about? Why is it called Cocaine Bear? Then of course I did the research on it, and we find out like sometime in like 1984 or 5, I forget the exact year, a drug smuggler, cocaine smuggler in America, had one of his guys throw basically cocaine out of a plane into an area where he could pick it up and like take it away, but the guy screwed up and threw in the wrong area, and basically a bear ate 20 pounds of cocaine. So what we know from the story is that the bear probably lived about 15 to 20 minutes, because that much cocaine basically would have exploded its heart, essentially. I don't know if it literally did, but it would have killed it very quickly, even though it was a bear. So this little tiny story, just a funny thing, was turned to a movie, and honestly, I got everything out of this movie that I wanted, everything that I expected. I didn't expect the greatest film ever. I just wanted something just absolutely just ridiculous and over the top, and that's exactly what we got. So this movie came out this year, 2023. It runs you a tight hour 35, so it's a real quick movie. They don't waste a lot of time. They get right to the point, and then they're out, and I love that. It's directed by the very talented Elizabeth Banks. You know her also from, I think she did all 3 Pitch Perfect movies, and a couple other things I won't name. It is a comedy thriller. Yes, it's a comedy, believe it or not. And it is starring Kerry Russell, Alden Ehrenreich, probably butchered his last name, O'Shea Jackson Jr., which is Ice Cube's kid. You'll recognize him from Straight Outta Compton. Ray Liotta's last film before he unfortunately passed away. R.I.P. to Ray Liotta, one of the greats. We got Jesse Tyler Ferguson makes an appearance. You'll recognize him from Modern Family. And Margot Martindale, there it is. A lot of you guys will recognize her. I recognized her as the key lime pie lady from the TV show Dexter. And of course, a random appearance by this guy. I never knew his name until like literally I just looked it up. Scott Cease. You'll recognize him as the angry IKEA guy. You've seen all of his TikTok videos and all that. He's randomly in it, and his part is so small, but it's so freaking funny, and it's great. So essentially, this movie has like 3 or 4 different storylines that kind of work together. And also, this is spoilers. Like, I'm talking about the whole film here. So if you haven't seen it, pause it now, because I haven't really given too much away, I don't feel. So pause it now if you haven't seen it. Basically, like I said at the beginning, the guy throws cocaine out of the plane. He hit his head falling out, getting out of the plane, knocked himself unconscious, dies because the chute doesn't open. It's the 80s, so there's really no backup chute, I guess. I don't know. And so he throws the cocaine in the wrong place into a national forest where there's black bears. And essentially we have a couple hiking through the woods. The bears are eating some cocaine. And essentially the black bear attacks this couple and mauls them. And then we have Kerry Russell, who has a little girl who's supposed to take painting, but she's working an extra shift. And then her kid gets mad, so she skips school with one of her friends. They go into the woods. They find the cocaine. The bear finds them. And then we have Jesse Tyler Ferguson as a park ranger with Margot Martindale. And then the bear finds them and attacks them. And just basically the bear's just mauling and attacking people because it's smelling the cocaine and just basically tracking people down and mauling them one after another. This movie is just, it's so ridiculous. I loved every second of it. I won't lie, it's pretty bloody and pretty gory. I mean, they're showing a bear ripping people's limbs off, like ripping their throats out, ripping arms and legs off, throwing people on their necks and then eating their faces, and like climbing up in trees and eating people, and people getting their intestines ripped out and stuff. Like, so if you're very squeamish, maybe this isn't for you, but I thought it was hilarious. You have to separate. It's just a movie, so this is real. There's even cocaine cubs in this movie. Yes, cocaine bear cubs. That's how ridiculous this freaking movie gets. I mean, this bear is eating so much cocaine. It is just so, like, ridiculous. The bear even, like, runs and jumps to the back of an ambulance going like 70 miles an hour and just absolutely mauls the people in the ambulance. He attacks people in a cabin. He's climbing trees, killing people. I mean, this bear's just on an absolute freaking rampage. And honestly, all the O'Shea, they're basically their drug dealers trying to get the drugs back for Ray Liotta, who's a drug dealer. And just the absolute just chaos that ensues with them intertwining with the Kurt Russell story and their hiker story and the park ranger storyline. All these stories just intertwine into one big just cluster, you know what. And it's just absolute madness for an hour and a half. And it's so funny and just ridiculous and over the top. I am so glad I went to see this in theaters. I'm probably gonna go see it again, honestly, because I really enjoyed this film. Again, not the greatest movie I've ever seen, by far. It's funny and just ridiculous, and that's kind of what you need. It's an original film, which Hollywood doesn't really seem to make anymore. So I actually really love this. It's an original film. It's way overdone compared to what actually really happened, but I don't care. Give that to me. I'd rather have that than 1,000 freaking sequels and prequels and remakes and all the crap they're doing now. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think Cocaine Bear is going to be I think it's going to do well at the box office because it was pretty crowded and we were there. There was a lot of people going in after us at like 9:45 at night. So from what I've been seeing, it's doing pretty good and getting a lot of good reviews. I really enjoyed it. I'm probably going to see it again. And honestly, I may get it on DVD just to watch it. Just a ridiculous movie night. So I'm going to give it a 7.1 out of 10. Again, I really enjoyed it. I think you guys should will too. If you haven't seen it already, or if you have, I think you'll agree with me. This movie is just so over the top and just ridiculous, and it's everything that I wanted and needed out of this movie. I definitely enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see it again because it's just so ridiculous. And I will talk to y'all next time here at Flair Reviews.